In this tutorial, we're going to be going over the Alber's square assignment in Photoshop. So first we're going to create a new document in the lower left, then going to go to our print presets, and this will give us the proper resolution at 300 pixels per inch, so we can then just change our width and our height to be 2 by 2, and click Create. Once here, we're going to go ahead and fill in our background color. So we have to find the paint bucket tool, which is about in the middle. And then we have to pick our color by clicking on the circle in front and choosing the hue and then the saturation and the value that we want. Next, we need to find our rectangular marquee tool and make a new layer. So right now we're making a new layer on the right-hand side. We can see that second layer pop up. Then we have to find the rectangular marquee tool, which may be hidden underneath the lasso tool. These are all our selection tools here. And we're just looking for the rectangular marquee tool. Next, we're going to draw this out to make a square that takes up about a 1 inch by 1 inch area. And we have to hold the constrain proportion circle, that secondary button, and that will constrain it to be a perfect square. We then have to choose our new fill color, and this fill color is going to be the same in the center square for all three compositions. And then find our paint bucket tool, fill it in, deselect that selection, and then go to our move tool and move the square into the center. And you're just going to have to eyeball this because there is no precise method for this on the iPad. So just try to get it as close as you can. Now the biggest trick is to get the square in the center to be the same color for your next two compositions. So the easiest way to do this is just make both compositions at the same time, fill in that center square with that same color, because it'll still be there as your top color. So you have to make the new layer in each document, make your perfect square that's about 1 inch by 1 inch, and again, you're just doing this by eyeballing it. Finding your paint bucket tool, filling it in, and then doing the same thing on another new document, and then you'll go back into these documents and fill in that background color. Now when you're filling in the background color, you have to make sure that you're doing each of these steps on the right layer, because if you do both of these fills on the same layer, you won't be able to move them the way that you're seeing here. And we'll probably see that in a second. So now we can go ahead and change the background colors. And this is where on the right-hand side, you have to make sure that you fill in on the right layer. Now here, I didn't do that. So you see when I try to move, I move everything at once. So I need to undo that fill, click on my first layer that's still white, and then fill. And then I'll be able to move the background and the center square separately. So you need to make sure you click onto the right layer. And that's one of the big differences between Photoshop and Illustrator, is that you have to be more careful about the layer you are currently working on. Okay, once you have all three documents, then you can go ahead and rename them first, and then go ahead and go to each one and publish and export. And remember, you have to do this as a JPEG and as a PSD.